If you're new to PC gaming, chances are you're making some common mistakes that almost everyone makes. And the final one might just blow your mind. The first mistake most new PC gamers make is not taking care of the physical health of their PCs. The most common issue is dust buildup inside the case. Over time, dust accumulates on the fans, heatsink, and other components inside your computer, which limits your performance. To avoid the risk of your PC overheating, it's a good idea to clean it out every 3 to 4 months. You can use a can of compressed air or invest in an electric air duster. While compressed air cans are easy to find and often come in packs, an electric air duster is a one-time purchase, and it pays off in the long run. That said, how often you need to clean really depends on your environment. If your room is dusty, you might need to do it more frequently. And one more important factor: ventilation. If your PC has bad airflow, you're going to deal with high temps, especially if you're using cheap cooling fans. Good airflow usually starts with the design of your PC case and how your fans are oriented. Not all cases are built the same. Some may look cool, but perform poorly when it comes to airflow. You want a balanced setup, fans pulling in cool air from the front or bottom, and pushing hot air out the back or top. Speaking of cables, keep them tidy and out of the way to let air move freely. And don't place your PC on a carpet. It can block air intake from the bottom and cause overheating. Second mistake is not changing the refresh rate on your monitor. Some gamers buy a 144 Hz or even 240 Hz monitor and enjoy gaming. But after a few months they realize they were playing on 60 Hz the whole time. Not the max their monitor can actually push. That's because most monitors come with factory settings locked at 60 Hz. All you have to do is go to Display Setting, then Advanced Display, and there you'll find an option to choose the refresh rate. Make sure it's set to the maximum your monitor supports, so you can enjoy that buttery smooth experience. This little setting makes a huge difference. 60 Hz versus 144 Hz is like night and day, especially in FPS games. And if you're using HDMI instead of DisplayPort, you might be limited too, depending on the cable or port version. So yeah, do a quick check. It takes 10 seconds and might literally double how smooth your games look. Third mistake is actually enabling game mode. Now, most new PC gamers think that if they enable game mode, they'll get extra FPS or see an improvement in performance and quality. But in reality, it's the complete opposite. Game mode isn't the magic performance button people think it is. Now, don't get me wrong, game mode was designed to help. It tries to prioritize your CPU and GPU for the game and reduce background tasks. But in reality, on most modern systems, it either does nothing or actually makes things worse. Instead of boosting FPS, it sometimes causes stutter, input lag, or weird issues with background apps. If you're using Discord, OBS, MSI Afterburner, or even just listening to music, it can block background tasks you actually need. So what's the solution? Honestly, just test it. Play your regular game with game mode on and then off. See what works better on your setup. Because there's no universal rule here. On some low-end PCs, it might help a little. But for most decent systems, it's just unnecessary. Your PC already knows how to prioritize games without being told. Now moving to the fourth mistake. Let's get something straight real quick. Not every game needs ultra settings, ray tracing, and a 5090 melting your PSU. It all depends on what kind of game you're playing. And the easiest way to remember it? Simple rule: story mode. Graphics. FPS games. FPS. Let me explain. If you're playing something like Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption 2, Assassin's Creed, or The Last of Us, it's totally fine to run those games at 40, 50, or 60 FPS as long as the visuals look beautiful. These games are made to be cinematic. In these cases, it's worth sacrificing some FPS for better graphics. Turn on ultra textures, ray tracing. The goal is immersion, not reaction time. But if you're playing games like Valorant, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, or Apex Legends, it's totally fine to turn down graphics settings to get higher frame rates. These games are made to be competitive. What matters here is raw frame rate and low latency. These games are about precision, speed, and being 1 millisecond faster than the other guy. So it's completely normal, even pro, to lower the graphics just to keep the FPS as high and stable as possible. A lot of people make the mistake of chasing ultra graphics in competitive games and then wonder why they're lagging or missing shots. Bro, it's not your aim. It's your settings trying to look pretty. So, let's be clear. In story mode games, it's even recommended to trade some FPS for stunning visuals. But in competitive FPS games, it's smarter to sacrifice visuals for higher FPS and better performance. Now, the fifth mistake is often ignored, but it's important: updating graphics drivers. If you're gaming and not updating your graphics drivers regularly, you're literally leaving free performance on the table. Whether you're on NVIDIA or AMD, keeping your drivers updated is a must. New drivers aren't just for bug fixes. They often bring optimizations for the latest games, fix stuttering issues, boost FPS, and even solve weird crashes. Especially if a new game dropped recently, the latest driver is usually made to run that game better. Just go to GeForce Experience or AMD Adrenalin, depending on your GPU, and hit update, and you're done in a few clicks. It's probably the easiest performance boost you'll ever get. Now, coming to the sixth mistake, gaming on PC is way harder and more competitive than on console. On a console, everyone's pretty much playing on the same level, same frame rates, same controller, same system. But on PC, one guy's got a 240 Hz monitor and a custom lightweight mouse, and the next guy's playing on a dusty office keyboard at 30 FPS. Everyone's running different setups. Some players have a massive edge, like buttery smooth aim, faster inputs, and better responsiveness. That's why PC gaming has a bigger skill gap. If you don't practice and adapt early, you're gonna end up rage quitting, slamming your mouse, and wondering why your teammates are yelling at you in 5 different languages.
Why you don't kick me in the fucking nose?
Every round! Why are you pushing on A? Yeah! Oh, this is what the fuck are you doing?
Getting used to playing with a keyboard and mouse might feel confusing at first, but with a little patience and some consistent practice, you'll absolutely get the hang of it. Start by learning where to place your fingers on the keyboard and memorize these positions so you're more confident in pressing the right keys. Now, moving on to the last mistake: overpaying for games. Unlike consoles, where prices are kind of fixed, PC gaming gives you a ton of ways to save money. Sometimes even get games completely free, if you just know where to look. First up, Steam sales. If you've never experienced a Steam sale before, these things are legendary. They usually happen around big holidays, during summer, winter, and of course, Black Friday. You'll find AAA titles and indie gems going for like 70 to 90% off. The second way to save money is key sites. These are websites that sell game activation keys you can redeem on platforms like Steam, Origin, and Uplay, and the discounts can go up to 95% off. And the third and final method is free game deals. The Epic Games Launcher gives away 2 free games every single week, and yes, you get to keep them forever. Now, they're not always AAA titles, but over the past couple of years, games like GTA 5, Control, Death Stranding, and more became free to claim. So if you're just starting out on PC, it's a smart move to wait for good game deals and discounts. So that's it for today. If you are thinking of buying a monitor, you should watch the video coming on screen.